last time you guys broke Finry out of whatever brig or holding that he was being held in, erupting out of the cargo hold of this airship, you cornered Flickerwisp, your former party member, who is a crew member of this ship, along with the Admiral Champwingerpoot, in the corner of one of the quarters. And essentially having gotten to a point of parlay, Finry, seeing a moment of opportunity, used it to strike, and then Medolfir essentially finished it off with one massive leaping strike that obliterated whatever was the remains of the Admiral at that point. After which, looking around in the vacuum of power that is left, the various remaining officers and crew were kind of confused as to whether they should continue to attack you, and seemingly Flickerwisp may be the highest ranking remaining person. He kind of turns to you guys and tells you he has no idea how to operate this ship, nor where it was going. He does sort of mention that he still wants to return back to his home plane, and the purpose of being part of this crew was they were supposedly able to somehow get him back, though keeping that close to their chest, I guess, until they got their usefulness out of him. Beyond that, Finner, you got your things back, so at this point you are reunited with all of your things. I would say, including your weapons, you did have a moment while everybody was kind of conversing about who's the leader of the ship to find that back in these quarters. You
give the dagger of disintegrate and the other silver dagger back to Lanray?
Yeah, sure. So Lanray, in your inventory, just go ahead and say that you are back to equipping that silver dagger, and the dagger of disintegrate should be in your container already, because I didn't remove it. I just was making sure you didn't have it equipped.
Got it. Okay.
And I'll just pick them off.
Yeah, you can just delete it. Okay. The only other element outstanding from the end of last session was you all mentioned this person, got to be somebody in the crew, who came down into the cargo and went straight to a very particular box that you all had observed, everybody but Finray, which is this box that didn't give off any magical aura at all, but had a very intricate lock on it. Not a magical lock, just a very high-level mechanical lock that, without Finry at the time, you guys were not able to open. This particular person seemingly came down. You observed them in close proximity, though in the darkness and with shoulders turned and things, you weren't able to see what they were doing. But they would come down and then return back up to the top after having visited that box. That happened a few times. It wasn't just a singular event. So, with that, Flickerwisp goes, we're going to have to get the crew to tell us how to fly this. I think I know the basics, but I don't know how to go up, go down, or, navigate it.
Right. Well, it seems then that their captain should start giving them some orders. I kind of nudge him in the side.
Oh, yeah. That's me. Yep. Yes. Loyal crew of the SS Flickerwisp. I am your new captain, and I have a fireball wand, so you will listen to me. But if you listen to me, I make sure to get you guys whatever gold or food that you want. Am I doing this right? I'm not used to having to be diplomatic with people, Adolfir. I usually just kind of take what I want.
You've always been bossy, so this should be right up your alley.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
You got this.
Okay. we're gonna go fly the ship now. Where we were going? What 5 gold to anybody who can tell me where we were going? And the crew kind of like looks around confused. Let me see. He takes some gold out of his pocket, just like a handful of it. He's like, anyone? Can anyone answer where we were going? This is a quiz. Whoever fails goes right off the deck. And then, okay. And then there's like this really kind of scrawny gnome who kind of steps up in front of the others and goes, well, we were headed to Cragwill Dusk, sir. Okay, good. Yes, that's a very large place. Can you refine that at all? And the scrawny gnome kind of goes, well, we always go to the same drop-off point, sir. It's and he starts describing the place. Any of you, let's see, none of you have actually been through Cragwill Dusk. Okay. But you know enough about geography, Max, because do you have at least 5 ranks in knowledge geography, Max?
Ranks or bonus?
Ranks.
No.
You don't. Okay. Does anybody have 5 ranks in knowledge geography?
If I have any, that's going to be the one. Knowledge.
Yeah, I have 3.
Not
Okay.
I.
Okay, so then I will need somebody to roll knowledge geography as he's describing this place, because they're describing it in the context of how the Kragan speak of geography, not necessarily how.
I have a +8.
Okay, yeah, go for it. Okay, yeah. Max, in hearing the Gnomish, which you can still comprehend because of your scroll, you're hearing the description of a lake that you are familiar with. You're familiar with this lake that they're describing because of the Journal of Chorus Thane. It is a lake within the Crag Wild called Tyre Lake.
It's round.
Tyr. And you know, here, I'll show you on the world map. You know it to be pretty close to where that magenta circle is. If you see that.
Yeah. Interesting.
We always float above that location, sir, and lower our goods down. It's far away from other cities and towns, so we
Do I know
assured.
if the tire is like what the origin of that word is? I mean, it's a proper noun, obviously, but
Yeah,
is there a way?
because you speak Gnomish now, and I would say Finri also. You know the word tire is maybe a bastardization of the word cave.
Would I, just having grown up in geographical proximity to that area, kind of know anything of that area? Like what our tribe would have known of that area?
Yes, I would say in terms of the oral tradition of the half-orcs of Great Endur, you are told never to venture too far towards the northwest. Once you start getting into the Cragwild, there are beings and creatures of enormous scale that are unearthly and have strange abilities to counter your tribe's sort of martial capabilities. They are magical beings that have no place existing on this world. Otherworldly.
I'm gonna offer up to the group, like, we should not go there. It is a fell area.
Flickerwisp kind of like looks over his shoulder at you and kind of whispers over his head. So I've only been here for a few months, but one thing I do know is if we don't deliver the things, we get really bad bounties from the people of that secret floating city and their magical people who keep it from falling into the ocean. And they don't fuck around. In fact, I'm a little worried they're watching us right now, which would be a real problem. Everything's fine, he says to the crew. He like kind of looks back. Everything's great. Everyone just kind of return back to your positions doing what you were doing for now. We're going to keep course for a moment while, we discuss other potential lucrative options to make us all rich and powerful.
I'm going to go to the side, put my thumb and forefinger on my head, and I'm going to say, Flickerwisp, are you telling me that not only was the captain a pervert, but the people that run that big city are big voyeurs?
I like where your head's at, Finry, he says. I don't know if they actually have any kind of that emotion towards it. I think mostly what they want to make sure is that outsiders never come into their place. Don't think it's necessarily a sexual thing. Although I don't know. I've never actually asked.
That rules out MAGA then.
I did see them kill one of their own once. He was trying to escape their secret society, and that didn't go well for him. They essentially ripped him apart from every bone and then scattered those bones to every side of the floating island. And then they celebrated with fireworks. They're really into fireworks.
So what's your plan after we drop this stuff off? Are we just taking the boat? What are we doing?
I would love to have this boat. Somehow I know this boat can cross through plains. I haven't quite figured that out yet, but I have seen it happen. It is how this captain gets rid of, say, that captain. He kind of points to the bloody mess on the ground. It's how he was getting some of the more hot items out of the material plane so that the powers that be would not necessarily know that he was in possession of them. Certain items can be tracked down very quickly. So I know it can leave this plane.
Did the captain leave store all of his various texts and logs and everything in his office or in his quarters? I don't know.
I've never actually seen him write anything down. He's kind of a leave no evidence type person.
I mean, not necessarily the cargo logs, but
sure.
Anything else. Is there any other writing that he seemed to revisit or keep in a protected spot?
Flicker was thinks for a moment. Let me see. To be honest, until just now, I'd never really been in his quarters. We could certainly search them to see if...
Max just starts walking that way by himself.
Yeah, you guys can definitely do a search. The rest of the crew has dispersed to some extent. The two other officers, the ones who were in combat up until a few minutes ago, kind of notice that you all are scrummaging back there. And
I'm not.
Just Max's? Okay. So what are you guys doing? Are you trying to distract?
No, in fact, is one of those two the one I threw the head at the feet of?
Yes.
I'm gonna like swing myself over the down to the right. I'm just gonna like the little one arm legs to the side, hop over, and hop down to the ground below him. I've got the boots of falling, by the way. So
Okay.
I'm gonna kind of like try to stick, not like a superhero landing, but like an imposing landing right in front of him.
Okay. Yeah, noted.
And when I do, I'm gonna be like, "So have you made your mind up what side of this you're on?" And then I'm gonna kind of just toe nudge the head a little towards him.
Okay. Harry,
Hey GM, I'm sorry, your audio is breaking up for me.
Yeah, all I heard was the word Gary.
Yeah. Glad it's not just me.
Yeah, GM, if you're talking, we still can't hear you.
this is gonna see if it. You just need a DC.
There we go. Yeah.
Oh, weird.
Now I
Okay,
can.
so I was saying, yeah, sorry, I was saying, roll me an intimidation check. The DC is gonna be DC 12 to see if you can push him from kind of this position of fearing you to following your orders.
Roll high, roll high, roll high. Yeah, that's
Okay.
not high.
He kind of smirks and goes, "I only take orders from my kind." And he kind of walks
Okay, then.
back towards the drink area.
As he says that, I'm gonna smack the shit out of him.
Flicker was
GM, I'm sorry, your audio is like really cutting out. I can't hear anything.
Yeah, same. Still can't hear you.
Hold on 1 second. Can you guys hear me at all?
Yeah.
Now,
Yeah, now we
Okay,
can.
you're saying I'm breaking in and out?
like more out than in.
Okay,
It
I
seems
think
like-
it's my Wi-Fi.
What's happening is when you start talking, if you're talking for like the first few words come through and then it locks up.
Yeah, I think
So-
somebody is hogging the Wi-Fi in the house. Hold on 1 second.
You need to figure out the QoS rules in your router, buddy.
Yeah.
That's what I do.
It's coming from within the house. All right. Well, somebody flagged me in the chat if it keeps happening. I will try to speak at a more paced speed. Okay. So, go ahead and give me the unarmed attack that you're making, Madolfir. I assume unarmed.
Yeah, it's gonna punch, but I'm like right in front of him, so I'm gonna like triple backhand him. Smack, smack, smack.
Okay. Flickerwisp is visibly like, "What are you doing?" as you're like punching him.
I don't know how to roll this as a
Oh,
without a
hold on
token.
1 second. No, I got you. Hold on 1 second.
I guess I can just do base attack bonus 3 times.
Yeah, go ahead and do that. I know it's going to be 1d. Let's see, 1d3 unarmed for your size, plus your strength. Okay, yeah. The third one does miss. You like punch, you like jab, jab, and then you take a big swing. Go ahead and give me 2d4 and then plus your strength on each. Or it's 1d4 plus your strength twice. And Flickerwisp in this moment, yeah.
Just roll 1d4 plus strength times 2.
Yep. That's fine. Yeah, I'll just do times 2.
What's
Non-lethal.
that's it.
Okay. Yep. All right. So you do 17 points of unarmed or of non-lethal damage to this guy, and he is like, when he takes that second punch, he goes down on one knee from it. It's such a strong, hook that you swing out at him. And Flickerwisp in that moment goes, Medolfir, no! And he's like, come here right now.
No, you come to me.
Medolfir, they're gonna know that I'm not the strong one. And he starts like taking steps down the stairs. He approaches you, and he goes sort of behind your back, turning his shoulder so that nobody else can hear. He's the one that knows how the engine works.
All right, so I'm going to reach down and pull him up by his collar.
Okay.
Yeah. Are we going to continue to have a problem?
Flickerwisp goes, everyone, don't worry. This is all just part of the new plans for learning martial capabilities so we can defend ourselves where we go, to make sure every single crew member is strong and capable. Thank you, Medolfir, for being the trainer at arms. Please continue to go help others learn your capabilities.
Did you just give Medolfir permission to just smack people?
That's what I'm hearing.
Tacitly, yeah. Okay, Max, back where you are in the Admiral's quarters, you shuffle through and you find that he is not a person who enjoys writing, evidently. However, there is one notice that you find. It is a letter. Hold on one second. I need to find the data on this. Gotta switch to a different log. Okay. It is a letter from somebody whose initials are B.L. That's the.
You broke out again.
Hello.
Hello.
Ding. Okay, I can hear you.
I can sort of hear you.
It's like that Michael Jackson song. Where he
Hey guys, how are you? I
back.
am back.
Yeah.
Okay, you can probably hear my dog now too. I think the wife just left the house, so the Wi-Fi is back to being full power.
Right on.
I don't know.
I didn't hear anything you said about the. It's fine.
Yeah,
I'm pretending that the dog is the guy that Medolfir just hit.
What you find in the Admiral's quarters is that he doesn't have that much in writing. You do find one particular, what you would call, I guess, a letter. It is more like a note in shorthand, written by somebody with the initials BL. And it simply states, take it to the censor house. And it's just signed B.L.
Okay, so less on the front of things that the captain would have written, and more on just general. Like, does he have a shelf of books? Like, is there a book up there that says Xanon, the Art of Spelljammer Maintenance? Is there,
Where is the captain's log? Supplemental.
Yeah. Well, the log. It seems like he doesn't actually keep a log. Like he specifically doesn't log. But is there
Airships
is there like a owner's manual? Is
Yeah.
there, anything?
Airships for dummies.
Or like shift logs, like anything that has to do with the running of this vessel.
Noted. Finry, before I answer that, as you scan the room after Midolfir had punched one of the other officers, you notice the rest of the kind of plebe crew they stop hanging around in the galley and they just shuffle off to the deck or wherever they are supposed to be in terms of their positions. It was an immediate change in demeanor where they were still kind of conversing amongst themselves, and then they stopped conversing and went back to work. You did notice one thing. There weren't that many people who headed inward from the galley towards like the quarters, but a few of the people did. They weren't either of the two officers. Some of them looked like they essentially were going to switch shifts. It seems like there's shifts on this ship, and potentially they were just literally following what their next orders would be. But yeah, 3 of them did go back towards the actual sleeping quarters. Max, as you search around for books, there are not that many books in here. However, you do find what is essentially a diagram of the airship's arcane engine. And within that diagram, there are some bits that only like you with your archivist background could really understand in terms of how this power is maintained and focused for the purpose of levitating and moving this massive ship. The sails on the ship are actually doing most of the heavy lifting. The engine itself is essentially providing a kind of wind-formed propulsion behind those sails. It's generating its own power from some sort of arcane well.
Right. Okay. That's cool. Do I think that there's any actual arcane text within this diagram that would require
like spell casting or something?
Yeah, like a read magic or using a spell craft check at a high DC to interpret.
In this manual, no.
A la squirrel.
In the manual itself, no. You do not believe that to be the case.
Okay.
However, you do know that whatever this arcane well is would have to be somehow reset or repowered by somebody capable of casting what needs to occur into it. It's just not described in this document what it is. You take from that potentially that the Admiral just isn't an arcanist. He's just a ship captain.
Okay. I grab that and I go back out, and as I get close to Flickerwisp, I say, "Hey, Flicker, who's the bosun on this ship?"
The guy who just got punched by Midolfir.
I head towards that guy.
Okay. He's like wiping his nose off at this point. He's like got behind the bar and gotten himself some whiskey.
Do I think he? I mean, Midolfir's pretty strong, right?
Yeah.
I walk up to the guy. I'm like, I heard you had some training.
Training.
And in Gnomish, he kind of. Well, are you saying that in common?
I'm gonna try to get these guys adapted to the fact that I'm not always speaking Gnomish. Yeah.
They do. The officers do speak common. The crew are hit or miss on it, but the officers do.
Okay.
Yeah. I suppose so for now.
I say last time he punched somebody, he got their nose all crooked. Here, let me look at it, and I'll like kind of offer to
That's sweet.
touch his face.
Okay. Yeah.
Or
He's like, he kind of
I,
flinches at first.
I place my hand on the bridge of his nose and cast Cure Minor Wound, just like 1 HP.
Okay. He's like,
Aw, making friends.
thanks, I guess. It's equivalent of putting like a little band-aid on it.
Yeah, here's
He's
your
like,
Bubo.
yeah. Yeah, thanks.
Yeah, no problem. So, here's the deal. This ship is mostly powered by the sails, yes?
Well, yeah, the sails are what keeps us from not crashing into the ocean below and all dying.
If that was made more powerful, what would happen to the ship?
Well, we could reduce the amount of arcane power necessary, meaning we could probably fly for longer without having to return to that miserable floating city.
Miserable? I thought you loved it there.
If we loved it there, why would we join a crew of a ship that goes far, far away from it?
You know, that's a very valid point.
Yeah.
I like the way you think. All right, so here's the deal. We have these giant sails that are extremely heavy, and honestly, the other guys over there, they love them, but like they're way too heavy. I just threw you guys under the bus. You're welcome.
And you guys brought those onto the ship?
Yep.
Okay. That's interesting. I mean, I still don't necessarily trust
Okay, never
you
mind then.
all.
Don't worry about it. All right. Just sort of figured I'd, tell you what's up, but if you don't want to hear it, that's fine too. It's not a big deal. All right, so here's the deal. Now that the captain's out of his role here, we're gonna need.
You mean now that the captain has been cut in half?
Yes.
Noted.
Because he's a perv. I just want to see if we can be useful instead of just, being here and bothering people. I figured I could be useful. So, do you have any books on how this vessel is operated?
He kind of chuckles, not knowing, he just might think that you're some sort of low-level cleric pumping a minor wounds into you. He's like, yeah, I'm sure that you would understand the script texts of the Mechanus plane, but yeah, I mean, no, there's nothing that I think you could help me with, but I really appreciate the offer. And he kind of rolls his eyes.
Is there any downside to me looking at these alleged texts?
Well, you might get them dirty or damage them or lose them, but you can look at them. I
just want to look at them. Can I just touch the binding on the outside?
Give me a diplomacy check.
Sure.
He just got punched by one of your party members.
There you go.
He goes, here's what I'll say. If we avoid likely death from the Seekers and we get to our destination, then maybe I'll show you information about how this ship works. Maybe I can teach you a few things.
Wouldn't it be more likely for us to survive these Seekers if other people can be more useful?
He kind of snickers at you and goes, but then I wouldn't be as important. And he kind of just walks away.
Okay.
Oh. Valid point.
I've decided to call him, let's see, his name is going to be...
He hasn't told you his name.
I'm giving him a name.
Okay, awesome. Go ahead.
Yeah, I'm going to say, let's see here. I'm going to say... All right, Chomsky, and I.
Okay. He heads towards the deck outside, probably to go up into the upper area of the deck to potentially look at the engines, etc. Returning back to Finry, when you shadow jaunted, how close towards the people who had gone to the quarters did you jump to?
I'm not shadow jaunting. I'm just like stealthily following them.
Oh, okay. I thought you had said you
I
wanted
mean,
to
if
shadow.
I need to do that, I will. But I don't. I'm just trying to be the best gnomish assassin I can be.
Yeah. I'm not even going to roll a listen check because none of them have the listen skill that would beat a 32. As you follow behind, you notice that the crew quarters down below essentially are all jammed into that one side room in the hallway below the captain's quarters and where Flickawisp's smaller cabin is. As you look in, you do see there are.
You're breaking up again, Jan.
He broke up at just the most opportune time.
Yeah.
Okay, we're gonna try this again. Is that better?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
We got all the way up to you do see.
Yeah. I'm gonna have to shift where my extender is. Okay. You do see inside a series of bunk beds that are 3 levels tall. There are approximately 20 of them. Each one has a chest out in front of it. And you do see these 3 crew members. They're not in the same bunk area. They've spread out in that sort of quarter. 2 of them are
Oh.
I'm not getting him. But
Yeah, I'm not either.
Yeah, we got nothing, GM.
what are you?
just roll a listen check.
Okay, I am attempting this again. Can anyone hear me?
Yes.
We can now,
No,
yes.
I can't.
I don't know what's going on. I'm looking, like, for some reason there's a mirrored name of my Wi-Fi for some reason. That's always suspicious.
Someone in China is really interested in this game.
Yeah, I don't really understand what's going on. Okay. Hold on one second.
Speaking of that Ice Pirates movie, there's some like weird, uncomfortably not PC moments if you watch it now.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, it was the 80s, man.
You talk about stuff like that. I went back and I rewatched Eddie Murphy Raw, and I almost couldn't watch it anymore. It's like, oh my god. They were very liberal with their language back in those days. In hindsight,
And now, for some reason, I can't rejoin the game because it says my character as the GM is already logged in. Man. I truly do not know what's going on.
Do you want me to switch to sysadmin and kick your user so you can log in?
Yes, yes.
Okay.
Well, hopefully my audio stops kicking off. The unfortunate thing is that we moved the extender away from the space that I play in so that the rest of the living area works, but it makes this exact spot the only spot that has kind of wishy-washy connection.
I
kicked
swapped
you.
like one of those Y-mesh things just to get the Wi-Fi to be more even upstairs in my house. Those things are actually pretty easy to deal with. It's not quite as nerdy as like if you want to actually own more of your network, but it's fairly easy to install and get going.
That's good to know. It's for some reason still saying I can't join. Did you kick GM play or did you kick GM?
I kicked GM.
I don't know what's going on. It literally won't let me join. It's grayed out my character, so I can't join.
Can you hit Control-Shift-R?
Yeah. Nope, still not. I guess I could play Theater of the Mind. That'll be tricky. Yeah, it's straight up not letting me at all.
Just close your browser, like all your browser
I've done
windows.
that. Of course I did that. Yeah, it's not
I
that.
don't know. I click
Does
you.
it show? Yeah.
I kick you from the list, and then when I refresh my browser, you're back on the list. So I don't know what's going on. You sure you don't have a window in the background that you're not aware of?
Yep. Positive.
I don't know, man.
Okay, let me restart my computer. I'll be back.
Can't you just restart the server and kick us all off?
I probably could. You want me to do that? Let me try. Yeah.
I mean, he's gonna restart his computer anyways.
Yeah. I just got to do a system D restart.
you gotta restart the D.
No, system D is like the service manager for Linux.
I'm hearing restart the D.
Mm-hmm. I'm gonna restart the D.
That strangely got intimate real fast there, Matt.
It's how I roll, you know.
I'm gonna go get some more coffee and leave you all kind of to do the D yourselves.
Okay.
For sure.
It's amazing.
Well, I restarted fully and it still says GM grayed out.
I'm gonna restart the server. I don't know,
Okay.
man.
Everybody jump out. Oh, I guess. There we go. See the server down. You guys can hear my audio now perfectly, I think.
It's a little shaky, but it's staying mostly in.
Okay. Yeah, I really don't know what the crap is going on.
I've logged back in. I'm the only one that's showing up as logged in.
Oh,
Okay,
I haven't.
I see that.
I was waiting for someone to say.
Yeah, I'm just saying, like, it shouldn't show you as gray anymore, you know?
Okay. Yep, now I can finally join back in. Okay. 44th
Next
minute
time,
mark.
if you're intending to like restart your browser, like to shut
Yeah.
it down and start again, log out.
Yeah,
And
no, I
then-
figured this.
I don't know.
Yeah, noted for future. Okay. While the audio is working somewhat, I will try to describe what you are finding, Finray. You see a series of bunk beds, 20 of them, 3 beds high. Each one has a chest at the front. 2 of the gnomes are currently putting their weapons away as you spot into the room. The third one has already started climbing the little ladder to go all the way to the top bunk. They are not next to each other. What are you doing next, Finray?
These are the ones that I noticed did something unusual when the commotion was going down.
These are the 3 that specifically kind of went back to the quarters. Whether that's unusual or not, it's different than what the rest of the 40 plus people were doing. Yes. The rest of them went out onto the deck.
Do I see anything else about these 3 folks or the quarters at all? And 60 is about the right number of people to crew this ship.
Yeah, I mean, it's tough. You guys haven't necessarily done a full inventory of personnel on here, but you know that it's somewhere around 4 dozen to 5 dozen people.
So, but there's no. The question I was saying is like, I wouldn't suspect that there's a totally other room, right?
No, yeah, this number of cots looks to be every normal crew member. Now, whether the 2 officers that aren't Flickerwisp have similar quarters to Flickerwisp or the Admiral, you haven't seen those yet, if they don't sleep here.
And I know that the others went to the captain's quarters, right?
The rest of your party is at the captain's quarters or just outside of the captain's quarters, yeah. Max specifically went to the captain's quarters.
Well, then I'll just go to the captain's quarters if I know where it is.
Okay.
I was just trying to see if I could catch someone doing something unusual, but it seems all normal.
Sure. Flickerwisp, Medolfir, Max, and Lanray are generally having conversations about like what the next steps are as you return back. And Flickerwisp is kind of trying to guide the conversation of I do think that we need to, at a minimum, get the cargo off of this ship, or else we might potentially be catching the eye of some people we don't want to.
I'm actually, Medolfer is actually really interested in anybody who's potentially like interested in that box, man. So I think one of Medolfer's first things he would have wanted to do after things kind of got clicking up here would be to go down into the hold and kind of post up around that box.
Yeah, sure. So Medolfir and Lanray, what are you doing during this? As you notice Medolfir sort of returning back to the cargo. Who are you staying with?
I mean, I would probably stay generally around Medolfir, just in terms of making sure that we don't see any funny business happening with the crew or anything like that.
Okay. All right, you stay with Medolfir doing that. Finry, with your search check, you notice a little secret compartment in the floor of the Admiral's room underneath his rug. And as you pull it up, you find a little secret stash of jewels that he's been hiding there. There's a couple of emeralds in there. There's a diamond. There's several pearls. It's quite the little haul of jewels. Okay, noted. I will inventory that later for you. But yeah, there's several $1,000s worth of jewels in this sack that you just found.
do I get the sense, like, do I catch any of the books that or schematics that would be useful for Max or Flicker to understand how the ship works?
No, beyond what Max already has found, you don't find anything in that type. This is not a person who is very learned or seemingly enjoys the written word.
Hey, I'll ask Flicker. Hey, are you the only like lieutenant on the ship, or are you part of the crew, or are there other, like, did he have other deputies?
Flicker was kind of like pulls on his armor and goes, well, first of all, you're going to address me as captain. Already allowing some of that power to go to his head. Well, the bosun, he kind of is in charge of the main engineering of the engine. And then the lieutenant, the other officer, he was generally in charge of keeping an eye on the crew, making sure they work in tandem with the mission. And then there's me, who essentially did everything else needed that these dum-dums couldn't.
Where do they stay? Like, where's their rooms at?
Oh, the bosun has his own quarters next to the engine on the top of the deck. And the other officer obviously has to stay in the dregs down in the quarters to make sure that there's no mutiny afoot down below.
All right. I'm gonna go check out the cargo hold.
Okay.
I don't know. Well, I don't know if anybody else wants to come with, but I think I caught wind of what Mo. So.
Yeah, Modolfir and Lanray both headed that way. Max, it's basically you and Flickerwisp at the top now. If you are sticking around with Flickerwisp, who's trying to.
No, I'm gonna go below deck.
Okay, cool. So everybody in a kind of different pattern goes down below, one after each other. As you get out onto the deck of the ship, you notice that there are people up in the crow's nest, people making sure.
The audio can't contend with the power of his voice. Maybe it's me. Did audio cut out for everybody else? Okay.
Yeah, I can't hear anything.
We can't hear you, GM. Oh,
Yeah,
you're back now.
I'm back. Very frustrating. I'm like watching my Wi-Fi like modulating down to 1 bar, full bars. I don't know what the hell's going on, man. It's very weird because I have this mirrored Wi-Fi connection I've never noticed before. That's the same name as my Wi-Fi connection with some extra letters at the end that I've never noticed before.
Yeah, but that could just be the router setting up a alternate channel. Is it just one router for the whole house?
Yeah.
Man, I gotta buy you. Is it Verizon?
Yeah, it's a Verizon one.
I forget. Do they allow you to bring your own?
You can totally
Yeah,
set
they
it in
do.
rich mode and then run it from the back. That's what I do.
You can just make it run through.
Yeah, you can route. You can basically turn it into a modem and then run it as a bridge to your own Wi-Fi.
All right, I need to get you like a full Synology mesh set for Christmas, buddy.
Yeah, thanks. That'd be great.
Okay.
All right, powering through. Yes, so out on the deck, you notice the crew is shuffling about, doing what's needed, fixing up whatever damage happened from running around after everyone. There are people up in the crow's nest. You do see people headed over by the engine. Nobody is necessarily paying attention much to the cargo hold. That seems to just be a passive place that once it's loaded, the hatch closes and nobody really does anything down there. Modolfir, as the first person down into the cargo hold, give me a spot check. Are you alone down here?
Am I indeed? Hold on, I hadn't loaded my character sheet in just yet. Hold on. Okay, here we go.
Didn't he leave with Landray?
He's going to be the. I will say he's the immediate first person.
Oh.
So this is a check to see if anybody's literally about to ambush him as he opens the access hatch.
Yeah, I mean they're going to be able to because I rolled a nat 1 on that, baby.
Right. As you open the hatch and light floods into the cargo hold, and you look in, and your eyes adjust to that sudden change in dark and light, you do not spot anybody. And just behind your shoulder now, you see Landray blocking a little bit of the sun. Landray, you could also, and anybody else now would catch up at this point and do a spot check.
Question.
Mm-hmm.
If I'm there and it's like looking down into the, is that what's happening?
Yeah, there's like a ship ladder
it?
that goes. Yeah, there's a ship ladder that goes down, and the hatch is kind of like it's a hatch, not a door. Yep.
Okay. Can I? I'm just gonna cast dancing lights.
Cool. Yeah, you sort of
Into
pop
the
in, and the others have low light vision or dark vision, but you don't. So
I don't.
you-
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like that's the issue. Is I don't. So.
Okay. Yeah, the little disco ball lights show up dancing around. You can control them how you want.
Yeah, I sort of spiral them around in there.
Sure.
Yeah.
With that, in the spot check, with a much better illumination in the space, those of you with low light vision, Landray, are not hindered by the dark shadows within that space. With those lights, you look around and you feel confident there's nobody else in this cargo hold right now. There is enough clear space that unless they were very low to the ground, which if you guys want to enter in and really look around, you can do as a mundane act. Sure.
Yeah,
You can also. Yeah. I mean, this is mundane. I'll take that search check in terms of really finite detail. I'll hold that though for right now. As you guys look around, you feel confident there's nobody in this space. However, one thing you do notice is the absence of a box. That small, not quite a crate-sized box with the good lock on it is no longer found in this cargo hold where it was before. Finry, you wouldn't know about it, but the other three noticed that. It is
Suspicious.
Is this the same like hold that we were hiding in, and that the captain came, or somebody came and checked a door or something? Or is this?
Yeah, somebody came down and was looking specifically at this box previously. You noticed them while hiding, looking for and at this box, and then returning back above. It was not the captain, because the captain dressed very indicatively, like he looked like a captain with a big collar and hat, poofy hat. Whoever came down here was not in a very descript uniform.
Got it.
So with that, yeah, that object is gone.
It's got to be somewhere on the ship. So
hold on. Look around it. I imagine this is a ship, and it's dusty in the cargo hold. Is there enough, like, I don't know, like dust or smudge or anything for me to try and find any tracks around there?
You trying to do CSI fingerprints? Give me a survival check, and I will say that survival check and Finry's search check, whichever is the higher. Okay, so Finry will be aiding your survival check, so that is a net 25. With a 25 survival check, which is very good, around the area of the box, you do notice that it has been disturbed, whoever came up to grab the box and take it away had to climb. They put sort of a little, like another small box as a stepping stool to get up and grab this box. And you also notice a piece of fabric that is snagged on a nail of the crate that used to be below that box. It is a nail that's kind of like a hangnail that's bent out of place, and there is a loose piece of green fabric about the size of a postage stamp that was left behind on it.
Ooh.
Whether that's new or not, unclear.
Go ahead and pull it off and hand it to Max and say, Max, can you use magic to find out where the rest of this item is? Kind of like you did for finding Finry?
I mean, if I had rest, I could, but I've already used that spell. So,
Is it like? Does it look like a? Are all the people on the crew wearing the same green uniform, or is green a weird color?
No, a lot of them have kind of an over, like a pelted kind of over shirt that's seemingly like a padded leather that they had over whatever shirts they wear underneath it. The padded leather part looks like it was mass produced, maybe for the crew, so in some ways a uniform. But the undershirts are all of all different kinds of colors and lengths. Some of them had long sleeves, some of them had short sleeves, different colors.
I'm gonna look at Flicker and say, Flicker's not with us, is he?
No, Flicker is trying to figure out what he's gonna do.
Okay. Do I remember any of that green type of fabric on any of the people I would have seen?
I mean, out of this crew of something like 45, 60 people, you definitely feel like somebody's wearing that. Maybe multiple people wearing that color. Anybody recent that you've seen? No?
Let's go report this to Flicker. We're going to have to search the crew.
Okay.
Yeah, shakedown.
All of you return back to Flickerwisp, who is reading through that same manual that you found, Max, as an artificer, a little bit of a different approach. And he's like, I still don't understand how this goes from one plane to another. It doesn't make any... Oh, hey, Max, how are you? And he like looks up. He's talking to himself, essentially.
Is there any spot in that diagram that I think of as being like a plane jumping engine or anything like that?
You would have to study it for longer than what you would have to do like overnight studies a few times to make progress.
I look at Flickerus and I'm like, I'm on it, Flicker. I'm on it.
Okay, Max.
And I'm going to be like, there's another possibility about that, Flicker Wisp. They lied to you.
Midolfir, why are you so cynical? Just believe in something sometimes,
I believe in steel.
Never change. Did you guys find that box or whatever?
No. It did. No. So whoever took it was wearing something that this got snagged from. And showing the piece of green.
Okay. Yeah, he looks
at it. How long until we're supposed to arrive at the destination?
You know who would know that? The guy you punched, Midolfir.
Well, time for you to go make good with him then.
There wasn't an announcement of like, oh, this is going to be a 4-day trip, or like that people just
Well, yeah. It typically has been taking us about 10 days to do round trip. It's been a couple days in, so we got about a week.
So if I rest tomorrow, I can try to locate the box or the rest of the clothing that this is from, and I hold the little fabric piece up.
If you say so, yeah. As long as the crew doesn't kill us all in our sleep.
Yes. If that box could have been transported with magic, then they would not have bothered to bring it on the ship. So it is on the ship. Has to be.
That's a good point.
So as long as we don't arrive before I can get my spells back, we should be okay.
Okay.
I think you should also announce to the crew. You should ask if anybody's stolen. I mean, I would just do a legit shakedown with the crew and say somebody stole this thing.
Oh, I get to use the button. And he goes, wait, it's really cool. And he runs up the stairs like really excitedly, and he goes in front of the master's quarters. And you see like there's a little button on the wall of the ship. And he presses it, and all of a sudden you hear like this kind of staticky noise just surrounding all of you. And he goes, attention, crew, this is your captain, Flicker Wisp. I need all personnel to make their way back to the galley, or I will start throwing you off the ship with my wands. Thank you. And he cuts out. It's cool, isn't it? I love this button.
Very cool, sir. Very cool.
It's a great button.
If I ever get back to my plane, I'm going to put one of these in every room of my manor.
Not only is it a great button, but I'm proud of you for using the button.
I appreciate that, Max. I feel like you might be patronizing me.
Why would I do that?
He comes back down, and you see the crew starting to shuffle back in. The three that were in the quarters are closest to the galley. The two who had put down their weapons returned back in. They're wearing no armor at this point. They're just kind of in their common gear. And then the third one that was further into the room comes in next, and then eventually all of them start funneling in. Okay, what are you spotting? Okay, so you look around at these 50 or so various people. Are you doing a head count at any point?
I mean, that
Flicker Wisp
only
is
makes
like-
sense.
I wouldn't,
Yeah.
but I would make the bosun do. Hey, can you make sure all the crew are here? And like,
Okay.
I tell Flicker, I'm like, listen, if the bosun is the one that knows the crew, all of them, between the bosun and the other, I would just meet with the bosun and the other lieutenant, make sure neither of them has this patch missing from their clothes, and then have them help you shake down the crew. And then I'm going to blend into the background and hide to wait for someone to run.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, having confronted both of them in combat to some extent, like they are still dressed the exact same way during the combat. You take them, look over them, and they're both wearing kind of black gear. There is no green on anything they're wearing specifically.
That's like a bosun's job. Like if someone stole something from the cargo, he would be pissed off too.
It's the other officer who's kind of in charge of that kind of stuff. The bosun's focus on this particular crew is specifically operation, it sounds like. But the other personnel officer kind of looks it over. He's like, well, we have a total of 55 crew now that the admiral has been, and then he looks over, sliced in half. So he starts doing like a head count. And he's like, yep. He's like, wait, do you want me to check this versus the crew log to see if everybody is still here, if there's anybody new, or just count totals?
I mean, obviously, right?
Okay, well, that's going to take a little bit longer. So he pulls out the actual logs and he's like, okay, roll call. He starts calling out. He's like, Panderwit here. Okay, good.
Well, I'm gonna say, I'm not gonna say anything because I'm hiding, waiting to see if anybody's gonna run.
Okay. Yeah. As this roll call is happening and you spot around, looking specifically for this green tone, there are 4 crew members that are wearing a colored tone, that greenish tone that is very similar to that tone. I mean, you're not in the fashion industry, so you don't know if it's quite cerulean or, the equivalent of cerulean in blue. Okay. With that sense motive check, let me see. Hold on. Okay. No, I mean, everybody's kind of like really confused. It's been a stressful day. You look around, like there's people fidgeting, but nobody who's looking particularly under duress as the names get called out. Yeah, you still just see those few wearing that shirt color. You doing anything with that information? Anybody? I would say this is shared information.
I guess can we all make our own sense motive checks?
Yeah, you could. I would say this would be individual as opposed to aided. So yeah, it's each person's expectation.
Great bonus, but yeah.
Yeah.
Look at any of them, like positionally from where that nail was. If someone small enough to have to put a box in place to get up to it, could I kind of like just napkin math figure like what part of the piece of clothing that would be from? Like, would it be the arm, the side, or whatever?
Yeah, you would know that it would have probably been from an arm. Where that nail was kind of the top corner where you might, as you're reaching over the big crate to get the smaller one off, you would have potentially snagged a sleeve or something like that. Maybe an elbow, that kind of spot.
So knowing that, go to everybody that has that green color on and have them lift up the, left arm, right arm, whichever one it would have been, and inspect their clothing.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense. The names are still being called out as this is happening, and you just continue to hear the various names, and you go inspect. They're not standing next to each other; they're all sort of apart. You approach one, and as you approach, having punched a crew member and being a very physically imposing person, they kind of like a little bit shudder in your shadow. Yes,
Good.
sir.
Just checking something and raise the arm of his shirt up.
As you like grab his arm, he's like almost cowers, and it raises up, and you see both of his sleeves fully intact, no tatters, nothing. You hear the name Balo Trimblin, Hugo Hambersmith. And the names they're continuing to go. I here. There's a few others. You check each of them.
Yeah, I'm gonna go check each one of them that has that green on.
Yeah. While Manolfir is doing this, is anybody else in the party doing anything in particular? No. Okay. You hear the name Salzafin. You hear the name Saki Gabanak, and the Saki Gabanak kind of raises his hand and goes, "Yeah, here." He's kind of got a sleepy voice. He's one of the guys who went into the quarters that maybe was sleeping. Terrence Goldmeyer. Yeah, here. There's a bunch of names being named out. Madolfir, as you look at the next person, again, kind of cowering, and you do the same thing, lifting the arms. They like, "What is it, sir? I swear I don't have any weapons on me." And you see his sleeves are completely intact. Third person, you walk up to them. They were one of the people in the quarters also. One of the three that had gone back to the quarters. They're kind of fidgety as you walk up. Are you doing anything in particular?
Yeah, little nervous there, huh? Reach out for his arm to raise it up and inspect.
As you raise it up, you notice that like a flask falls out from a pocket, like a hidden pocket that was in his sleeve. It just like slides out and it hits the ground. Tink, 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 tink. And it has the Admiral's name on it.
Interesting.
And you see his sleeves. There's no damage to the sleeves. And he's just like, "I don't know where that came from. That's not mine. That's not mine." And the rest of the crew
Interesting.
kind of look over and they're like, "Okay, that's weird."
Yeah. Shoot. I'm gonna keep inspecting for the torn fabric, but
with
also
your sense,
call someone over and point at the flask and
yeah. With your sense motive, Finry, you observe that he's like really nervous, specifically looking down at the flask, and other crew members are now like discussing amongst themselves. And the officer who's in charge of the personnel kind of walks up sternly. He's like, "You're pilfering. That's a high crime." And he like immediately looks over towards the bosun, who chucks him a pair of manacles. It's like, "You know the rules on the ship. There's no pilfering from your crew." And he locks the manacles on his hands. The guy's like protesting. He's like, "I don't know where that came from. I didn't put that there. That's not mine." But you can see clearly on his sleeve, there's like a secret compartment on his sleeve. So, it's not like this was just something that he bought at Target that comes this way. It's clearly altered to have this kind of secret compartment. He's taken away. And Medolfir, as you kind of eye and try to sense anything about this Mayman, you get the sense with your sense motive check that he is lying. He is not very good at lying, and he's been caught in something. Medolfir, you don't sense that. You're sort of focused on seeing if anybody has this cut in their sleeves, which he didn't. You check the final person with this color tone shirt. And the crew's kind of like noticing this pattern at this point. They're like, "Okay, everybody with green shirts, that's weird." And he also doesn't have any tatters on his shirt. Perfect sleeves. It's been 30 minutes since the fight, Max, yeah.
Okay,
A couple
so
hours have passed.
Oh, dang it.
Okay.
Where was I when 30 minutes was about to be up?
Probably down investigating in the cargo and coming back up. Talking to Flickerwisp about it, then the alarm set, and then it took a few minutes to get in here. So, yeah, maybe like 90 minutes total since the fight.
Yeah, but where was I at 30 minutes is what I'm asking.
I'd say down in the hold, just starting to get down into the cargo hold.
All right, well, in that case, the person that comes out of the cargo hold is not the Zorn they saw, so...
Okay, that's fair, yeah.
Or actually, that's an hour. But still, we're past an hour, right? Where was
You
I
are
at an
past-
hour? Sorry.
At an hour, you would have been waiting for the crew to shuffle in here. Because it took a while. It took like 20 minutes, 30 minutes after he had called all crew to the galley for people to finish the task that they're at hand and come in.
Okay. Well, as whatever portion of them are coming in, I turn back into Max.
Okay. Noted. They see you alter shape. Everyone's like, "Oh, he's not a Zorn.
no, I get it now.
He's not some sort of Zorn construct." Actually, I think you were still sort of a construct too.
No, I dismissed the scene.
You did.
A while ago, yeah.
Everybody's looking normal except for you were a Zorn. Yes. Okay. With all that said, Medolfir, you do not find anyone whose sleeves match this issue. And some of the crew is kind of getting restless, standing around just waiting as the roll call happens, and the officer of the personnel, having come back from taking the person and finishing up, eventually goes, "Yep, all crew accounted for here."
Okay, Max, it's up to you.
Max has no social skills and no idea what Medolfir is talking about.
The green fabric. I'm gonna have to wait for you to rest.
Oh, yeah. Okay. I gotcha.
Is there anyone else on the ship besides the crew? No, like the personnel essentially go, if there's someone on this ship that's not supposed to be here, they'd have to be hiding pretty well at this point, not to have been found after we all scoured around.
So when Flickerwisp went through roll, how did he do this?
Flickerwisp
Did he
wasn't
have a
going through
list?
roll. It was the personnel chief who was going through the role, yeah. And he had a
Okay,
list.
so he has a list.
Yeah, there's a straight up crew log that has every person's name and some more other information associated with it. He's like, oh,
this
actually,
person is the one with writing.
yes, yeah. And he goes, you know what? I should actually add you four onto this. And he starts writing. And your name is? And he starts asking your names.
Mm-hmm.
You giving them names?
Yeah, I'm dead anyway. Go ahead. I give him my real name.
Real Max. Okay. He's like, he doesn't really seem to take notice of, okay, Maximilian Xanthi. How do you spell Xanthi? What is that? It's like got an X in it or something?
It's got a silent P at the front.
Okay. Cool.
Nice.
You big boy, what's your name?
Yeah, whatever. Tell him.
Okay.
Midolfir.
You tell him Midolfir. He's like, okay, whatever. Midolfir.
Max says that also has a silent P, but it's at the end.
Yep. Got it. Silent P. Big, green, tusky dude. Got it. And then he looks at you, Lanray. What's your name?
I say Landry.
Okay. And he like
Max
writes
whispers. Max whispers, silent P.
Yeah. Silent P. Got it. And he like says, and you are an elf. And he underlines elf. Okay. And he kind of gives you kind of an up and down look, suspiciously, clearly, like he's not even masking his emotions. He's like, okay, just, keep your hands where I can see them. And then he goes over to...
Max sort of does that thing where he puts his hands like about 9 inches apart, like he's going to clap. And then he looks down at Landry's crotch. And then looks back at the guy and kind of does an eye, like an eyebrow thing.
Okay. The personnel chief walks over to Finry and he's like, and I have your name. You were on here to join. It says here you had some romantic problems. I take it that was a lie. Is your name correct? Are you Finry?
That's a cover. I'm Agent 47.
Agent
Nice.
47.
Yes.
Right. He writes that down. As okay, Agent 47. What's your last name, Agent 47?
I just kind of look at him and I'm like, 47.
Not a very interesting. There's something about your face that doesn't feel like you're from where we are from. And he kind of looks at your clothes. He's like, you're dressed like us. There's something about your face just seems off.
I'm going to look at him. I'm like, listen, if you had to go through the training I had to go through to be an undercover agent to catch predators, your face would look pretty crazy too. So,
Legit.
but just there's a lot of predators and we've got to protect the gnomish children.
Are you part of the Seekers? He's saying this in Gnomish now to you. The others, he spoke in Common out of courtesy, but to you, he's speaking in Gnomish.
Ham it up.
I'm basically going to say, I was like, listen, I'm not going to lie to you. I've never been told who hires me for my services. I just know where I have to go to find the people that are taking advantage of the gnomish people. And then I do my missions and then I leave. So the Seekers may be the ones that hire me, but I'm not sure.
Max, as he's saying that, Max leans over to the guy and says, yeah, he's that good. And by the way, there's a silent P after 47.
He's like, okay. And the reason why you brought 3 outsiders with you onto our mission is why?
I grab the guy. I put my arm around him so that I can whisper to him.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, these were the dumbest people I could find who wouldn't ask any questions.
GM, you have to admit that how I've been acting fully backs this up.
Oh my god.
So they're just sort of mercenaries you needed to carry out your mission?
Yeah, this one and the next one. After this, I've got to go to another city. There's a separate situation I have to deal with, but I don't want to be a solo gnome walking in. I do have another mission after this one. This wasn't the last thing I had.
So you go between the old cities and us. You're a climber.
I give him a thumbs up.
Oh, I guess that kind of makes sense. I thought you didn't look familiar. Give me a bluff check.
Go Fenry.
Okay, that was a 1 that you rolled there. He has to roll. Here, I'll do it digitally as opposed to rolling it. He has to roll a. Let's see, his sense. He has to roll a 8 or higher. Oh no, 9 or higher to get above an 11. Since he has to beat it since this is an actual opposed check. So here is his check. It's
Dice are out again. This is an established fact.
Oh, he just rolled a 7.
Nice.
Okay. He just kind of goes, I'd love to hear about the other cities. We never get to go to any of the old cities. Maybe tonight you can tell us about Kragan? Nobody on this ship has ever been there. We don't even know what our people are like
That's
anymore.
a great piece of information.
Yeah, Kragan was. Where was Kragan? Was it the city?
Kragan is both the term that's used to cover the entirety of the kingdom of the gnomes, but also the city itself, the capital of the gnomes. So like Cragwill Dusk is the technical kingdom name, but most people just shorten it to Kragan if they're gnomish. And the main city is Kragenstone.
I was like, sure, but I can tell you of other crazy places too. You won't believe what they do to gnomes in some of the places outside of gnomish lands.
We've heard stories about how the elf folk harvest our organs and use us for their rituals to their gods. And he looks over at Landray. That's why we've got to keep an eye on that mercenary of yours. Did you do any kind of background checks before hiring him? I mean, he could literally kill us all. Landray, you hear them talking about you by just context. He keeps looking over at you and pointing at you. He's not even trying to hide his disdain for you.
I'm like, listen, I'll come by tonight and I'll tell you about the nefarious place called Shatterwake, which was my previous kind of assignment, and I'll blow your mind. And you've heard of Shatterwake, yes?
No. We are generally told. I know there's reasons for it, and he kind of starts like talking himself into it. It's for good reasons that we are generally kept away from understanding the rest of the world. We know that if we understand it, the gods will come after us and the elves will come after us. So other than Afrin Crag and the censor posts, we don't really go anywhere or learn about anywhere. So I'm a little bit worried about you telling us about these places because it could infiltrate our minds, right? Just like the Arcanists tell us, it could literally allow the gods to come and kill us all.
That's some supreme gaslighting going on there.
Yeah, I've got my armor on the shoulder and I'm just like whispering with him. I'm like, listen, I'm not going to tell everyone. And I'll tell you as much as you want to know. But you're right. I don't want to like get anyone in trouble or do something that would harm our fellow gnomes. But you've done a great service. I want to make sure this mission goes off successfully and I can go on to, protect the gnomish babies.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, that's incredible. What you're doing is so important. Yeah, let me dismiss the crew. We've got work to do. We've got a long journey still until we get to the sensor post.
But I do tell them,
yeah.
I'm like, but you do have to know there's a box missing from the cargo. And I don't
What box?
found it. And I was like, why don't you come with me and dismiss the crew and I'll show you.
Okay. And he kind of calls out to the Captain Flickerwisp. Captain, all crew are accounted for. He picks up the whiskey flask that had been dropped. And he goes, maybe we can have some of this when you tell me about the old cities.
For certain.
And he goes wherever you want to lead him. Where are you taking him? And are the rest of you sort of following suit? This guy is definitely deeply suspicious of at least Landray.
I mean,
I look at everyone and I give them a thumbs up and I like keep my arm around this guy and we're gonna roll out to the cargo.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean it kind of looks like he's got a thing going on, right? So
yeah,
I don't want to.
You're still holding that
get
piece of fabric, Madolfir, and you haven't found anyone who's matching that. The rest of the crew starts returning back. The 3 who were in the quarters go back to their quarters. You're unclear about who they are and why they're going to sleep now.
Yeah, no. I'm just gonna hand that to Max and
Okay.
wait for his assessment. Yeah.
Okay, Max, you have that piece of cloth. Lanray, are you doing anything? You do notice that the guy who was speaking in Gnomish and pointing to you a lot, the crew that was around him also would have heard them talking in Gnomish, and they all kind of are keeping their distance away from you. Like, visibly as you block part of the galley, some of them to move around. They
Cutting out again, Gene.
GM, you're cutting out again, but I guess I generally, I just see, I probably can feel what they're doing in terms of pointing and looking at me. So I just kind of smile and I take out an arrow and I just look at the arrow and kind of play with the end of it a little bit and, just try to make them feel a little more squeamish. GM, we can't hear you at all now.
Well, this is awkward. So I'm just gonna tell him the legendary stories of the band of fine friends called the Holebusters.
Yes.
Yes, the whole Buster.
Okay, sorry. Another
Okay.
cut off. So what were you saying at the second half of that as you start noticing people going around you?
Just that I was gonna basically try to make them feel more squeamish, and so I take out an arrow and I just not my bow, but just an arrow, and I just kind of test to make sure it's still sharp. And
Okay. Yeah.
Just kind of egging them on a little bit.
Okay. Yeah, they definitely they're like whispering, like, do you see do you see that bow and arrow? Oh my god. What the hell? Why is he on this ship? Why is he even allowed here? But they're saying it in Gnomish, The only person picking up on any of this would be Max, who still has comprehend language going at this point, I think, because that lasts hours per level, I think, based on the scroll level.
Well, no, I cast it
From a scroll.
from my. No, I cast it directly.
Oh, did you? Okay.
Yeah,
Is
I mean,
Flicker
I have
Wisp
a
nearby?
used slot.
Yeah, Flicker Wisp would be nearby and also telling you they're talking about you.
It's like an hour and a
go-
half.
Hour and a half? Okay.
I'll go up to Flicker Wisp and just give him a big like side hug.
Linray, no emotion. Talked about this before. I don't like touching.
I missed you, buddy.
All right, I missed you too, I guess. I see that you guys didn't get yourselves killed other than Finry. Did you get the sense that Finry's had sort of a dark origin story vibe around him? Because I'm getting some interesting readings from my goggle. And he twists his little like eye lens things like, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, for sure.
Yeah. Okay. All right. As long as you make sure he's not like possessed by a demon or, a cannibal or something. Cool. He hasn't killed you yet, so that's good.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Finry, you return back to the location of where that crate was that the rest of the guys told you about. You didn't personally see it. You would have easily been able to probably open the lock had you seen it. What are you doing?
I'm going to show him where the gap is, because I'm assuming it would have been in a place that it would have been marked. So it's like, obviously there's berths that are full, and then this one is randomly, there's an opening without a box in it, right?
This was a much smaller box that was stacked on top of the crates, which you would have known from the others. But you saw where they were investigating, so you point to the location where they were, where Max and the others were looking before, and they found the fabric.
I'm going to ask him, I'm like, do you know what was here? All I know is they caught someone before the others with me, caught someone that was really messing with the box in the storage area, and then when we came back together for them to show it to me, the box was missing, but it was right here. Do you have records of what was stored here?
He says, we have records of all cargo that comes onto the ship, including your 3 supposed constructs. However, what you're describing, I'm not aware specifically about that. It would be in the cargo logs. I can go check that tonight and see. I can have somebody work on looking over the inventory and seeing if anything's missing, but I'm not aware of anything that you're referring to.
I kind of look around and I'm like, do I know this guy's name?
Yeah, this is, hold on. This is why I have these names. I will assign him. Hey, where did I put those names? Okay, here.
Can we call
This
him?
You can name him. Go ahead. Give him a fun gnomish name.
I don't know. I was stuck on this Willy Wonka and Oompa Loompa thing, so I probably should not be naming people.
Well, unfortunately, this is Jabagir Oompa. Jadbagir Oompa.
All
At
right.
your service.
Java, listen, can I trust you? You look like a trustworthy.
Yeah, I mean, I think if anybody should be a little bit suspicious, this might be the 4 of you guys who jumped onto our ship mid-mission. But yeah, you can trust me.
All right. I don't think my mission is over.
No. What's happened?
There was I was supposed to find something with the Admiral, but it wasn't there. And then when we came into the cargo hold to see if I could find it in the cargo hold, they already told me a box was missing. But I don't want to talk about it, or else we'd have to talk about not only the other lands, but some of what goes on the other planes. But
Mhm.
I'm just letting you know, I'm very concerned, and I just want to make sure
Well,
this box.
the good news is that teleportation magic is impossible through a sphere that surrounds this ship. So nothing can jump in and nothing can jump out. You can jump around within. You can jump just to the outside and fall to your death in the ocean, but nothing can leave this ship, even through some sort of planar gate.
You know, my grandma used to say, the only thing worse than
Aliens.
being hunted by a lion in the woods is being hunted by a lion in a box.
What's a lion?
You don't have like books about the animals in the wilds. Like you clearly get goods from animals, right? Like the animals.
Sometimes we get some furs and some wool, and I've heard about those animals, the sheep and various bears and things. I've never heard of a lion. What is that?
You've never gone to any of the other planes?
No, we're not allowed to travel. Who told you we go between planes?
And I go, huh. Well, the new captain was talking about going to other planes. Is that not true?
That would be quite the trick, considering if you try to jump this ship through to a planar portal, it would pretty much collapse the universe around us, and all time would cease to exist, and we would find ourselves outside of the crystal of the universe, which would be bad.
Yes.
Called it.
Well, if you know about the animals that give you the furs that you take, just imagine them the size of about 3 gnomes long and 5 gnomes high with razor sharp teeth.
Oh my. That's not anywhere we're going, though, right? We're not going to go to see those. We're not very good at fighting.
No. You don't have to deal with it. But
Okay.
But it's better. We're stuck on this ship with someone who clearly has it out for us, is what I was trying to tell you, Jabber.
Oh, it was like a metaphor. I see. Okay. Well,
sneaky like that.
Well, I can do a shakedown of everybody's tackle box and see if there's anything in there that someone is hiding.
No, I think you're going to have to be very careful. I wouldn't want to get you hurt. Whoever's doing this clearly does not have the best intentions.
Okay.
Yeah.
We'll cut back to the galley and the rest of the party. Everyone has left the galley for the most part. The bosun has returned back to the anteroom. Flickerwisp is reading and talking with Max over the various arcane elements of that book. What are you guys doing? It's going to be a long journey, 7-8 days.
Oh, no.
Yeah, you can do a gather information check, Finry, and the rest of you can do gather information just as a overall to see how this progresses as time passes.
Gather information.
It's going to be cumulative. I'm essentially looking for.
I help.
Oh, okay. Not really. You're not helping. You're less than 10. Landray, if you want to roll one as well. I know that you usually have very decent gather informations. No, not this time.
Don't jinx
Okay.
I have a
Finry,
+12, but I rolled
Yeah.
a 3. So today I rolled a 3 and a 1. Go figure.
Finry returning to Max and kind of conversing about what would have been heard. Yeah. So you guys gather that everybody that's been on the ship remains on the ship, and everybody who's on the ship is meant to be on the ship at this point. There is no signs of any crew divulging anything unusual or seeing anybody with a special box. That box and lock should be somewhere, but the evening continues on and nobody is found with it. I will say at this point, you guys can go take your rest. You need to tell me how you're going to do that. I mean, considering you were just fighting with this crew, is there some paranoia over that? Are you doing anything special?
Oh, absolutely. Like
Okay.
in a room with one door back to the door. I don't know, man. Something.
Whose room?
We definitely
Flicker
need,
Wisps?
definitely need to take shifts.
Okay. Whose room would you guys set up in? Flicker Wisp is like, I don't feel like moving to the Admiral's room. It smells in there like old person.
I don't particularly trust anyone to have access to his room either, because we don't know what else that they're maybe secreted away, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't know. I would say like, well, at the very least, make sure the door is locked and put something up to kind of cover the glass of the window there. So
Okay.
I don't know.
I mean, you guys could try to
like a
fix
block-
that glass if you wanted.
if we had the ability to, yeah. And then just make it to where that room can't be, entered.
Okay.
That's the room
okay.
we fought the Admiral, though, right? Like those two.
Yeah,
Yeah.
essentially. Yep.
Yeah, can I, while we're doing this, I would like to search that side room where my stuff was.
Sure.
And also the other room where I was kept. I'm curious as to like, this is clearly a special purpose ship, but they had a
Mhm.
brig.
Yeah.
So interested to see
Well-
if there's anything else in that area too.
That room was like a makeshift brig from what you guys found. I mean, there was a kennel-y kind of cage in there. It's not clear if an animal was held in there at some point. There's no signs of an animal on this ship. But beyond that, like you found like rice and various foods, like pickled foods in there, water kegs. So it seems like it's a support closet for the galley as opposed to like an actual official brig. But yeah, you do search that. You also search, I mean, most of your stuff was in Flickerwis's room. He was analyzing the magical things. The rest were found generally in the Admiral's room, who seemingly took all of your things. Yeah, you return back, and I would say after an exhaustive Take 20 style search, you find, things for food to feed the crew, those kind of elements there. You do not find any open box or anything that looks out of place, the size or shape that the rest of them had been described.
I'm also looking for anything that could help me in knowing about how this society or like the way that they treat the world is.
Okay.
Because I feel like they have a very weird worldview, and I don't want to say anything out of turn.
Yeah. I mean, for the most part, what you find in the galley is interesting. The foodstuffs that they have are like foodstuffs that can grow in the unique conditions of Afrin Crag, or things that won't spoil on long distance travel. And even though this is like a 8-day kind of travel, like the stuff they have is more about journeys that would be 40, 50, 60 days. So it's almost like, they don't run into this kind of stuff very often, and it's very narrow in what it is. This is whatever supplies they're getting are from very particular areas. From a societal standpoint, beyond that, in this search, there is no sign of religious anything. These are clearly hostile, anti-divine persons. More so than the Kragan themselves. You know Kragan. You know the people in Terthus had their their deities that they held dear that are gnomish deities. But these guys are actively hostile towards anything divine. Are you guys resting in the Admiral's room?
I mean, Admiral's room or Flickerwist's room, one or the other, but we need to definitely take shifts.
Okay. The lock is pretty good on this room. As it shuts, it's got a strong, sturdy sort of bar going across. It would take very obvious harm to the door to open it from the exterior with that in place. You feel very secure.
Okay. I would say whoever's taking watch does so outside where, like, the little hallway in between the two rooms.
Okay. Who wants to volunteer for watch?
I'll take first watch so Max can get his rest so he can cast a spell on the thing.
Okay. Anybody else joining Midolfir?
Is Midolfir going... I'm going to ask Midolfir, are you planning on sleeping eventually?
Well, yeah, I mean, but I'm going to take first shift, so someone hopefully is going to relieve me.
I mean, I still have all my offensive spells, so I could also take first watch just in case something happens and then get my rest afterward. I don't know. So up to you, though.
Either way, you just want to make sure you have time to locate object or whatever.
Yeah.
Max, if you are the first to go to sleep, are you unloading a bunch of cures and things like that on people?
Yeah, I'll unload. Let me see here. So I've got who's hurt? It's
Midolfir, but I also
Midolfir is the worst.
Yeah, I also basically
And Finray?
triple my overnight.
Yeah.
Yeah, I need like 23 hit points, so I just need to rest.
I'm generally okay, so I can just take the watch and.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, so me and Landry are gonna stay up. Midolfir and Finray are going to sleep first, right?
Sounds like it, based on your direction.
I need either heals or I need to use Midolfir's sleeping bag.
So I have healthful rest that I can cast on both of you.
That would mostly solve it without the sleeping bag, Finry. For you, you'd be like one short.
Yeah. So I'll cast that.
And that just doubles the regular night, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
So with my sleeping bag and with my my neck piece, that would give me 48 back.
Yeah, I think we've been playing it as such. Yeah, the periap of wound closure, right?
Yep.
How many more do you need on top of that?
48 would put me. I would only be like 5 shy of max.
All right, I'll just do a cure moderate wounds on you.
Okay, that's 6 more on top. All right. So, Midolfir, you'll essentially be. No, you will fully be. No, you'll be 5 short.
Full.
Yeah,
well, no,
you'll be just short.
No, because he cast 6 on me.
Oh, I didn't see that you. Yeah.
And then
I topped him off a little bit. Yeah.
Gotcha.
And then essentially I get 4 times a regular night's sleep, which character level 12 is 48. So.
48. Yep. Okay. So, are you doing like a minor on Finnery Max? Do you have any more minors left?
Yeah, I can do it just so in case he wakes up. I'm not gonna hit the buttons, but I'm gonna do 2 minors. So that's 2 HP.
He only needs 1.
Okay. Then I'll do one then.
Okay. So that is logical.
I
You've
guess
used
I'll
up
do the
those.
rest on myself, I guess. Just in case.
Okay. Sounds good. Yeah, that'll take you back up to full also. So you found a way to reheal all yourselves. Medolfir and Finri are sent to bed by Max. Max, during this period, you and Flickerwisp do recount various things you've seen, talking over the technical diagrams. Give me a knowledge arcana or a knowledge engineering, your choice. I think you have the same on both, though.
Me?
Yeah, you. Knowledge arcana or knowledge engineering. Do you have one that's higher than the other?
No, my arcana's way higher.
Oh, then yeah, give me that. Landry, give me a spot at lit check. You can give a listen check, but there's so much noise from the galley that happens in the evenings when everyone's having their dinners. They all come in at different times that, like, there's just too much sound to really discern much. With your spot check, one thing you notice sitting outside the Admiral's quarters is the three who had gone down early are back up awake, and they go behind the sort of galley portion where food is prepared, and they seemingly are the ones who are preparing the food. So they must have odd shifts or hours, as you know, they're based on whenever meals are served, and maybe they get rest differently than the rest of the group. They start prepping all the food. You watch as they do, and people shuffle in, and you know, there's plenty of rice. There's some turnips that are served, things like that. A lot of root vegetables. They did change. You notice that those three wear like cooking crew kind of gear, like an white apron. Their shirts are not armored in any way. They're just regular cloth shirts with aprons on top. They must have put armor on or changed or something when the battle was ensuing. But otherwise, yeah, this is what they seemingly dress up as in uniform. The hours pass. No one approaches the quarters, and you know, Medolfir and Finri, you do wake up well rested after a long while, fully healed, and allowing Max and Lanray to switch with you if you wish. Lanray, I know you don't need to rest that much.
Yeah, I'll just defer to whatever they need. I just say,
Okay.
Let me know.
Okay. So yeah, Max, you're able to take your rest down, recoup your spells after the rest. Finri, I know you said you had to drop early-ish today. We'll probably close session, but if we have a little bit more, is there anything specific that you're doing when you wake back from your rest?
No, I mean, this was like intel gathering thing for me, so I'd be gathering intel. If I can figure out a way to search things, I will search things. If I sense that like I can get away with like digging around in the crew bunk, I will. And I'm probably gonna look inside some of the other boxes that are in the whatchamacallit area, the cargo hold.
Sorry, give it to me one more time. If you could find a way to do what?
You got the info gathering thing. If I can find a way to search people's stuff, like their trunks, I will do that. And then if I get into the cargo hold, I will do that too. But the key thing is not getting caught, so I'm in full-on spy mode. You know? Are
you searching any particular person's stuff in or just everyone's stuff? Because that'll change how much you get through in this period. Are you narrowing it down to particular persons in the crew hold?
I mean, I will. If there's any way for me to eliminate people, I will do that. Also, the guy that's in manacles that stole the captain's flask or the admiral's flask, I do want to interrogate him to figure out how he got the flask and what he knows. So I do need to get to that guy too. Okay.
Yeah, I'll give you a quick on that guy as you go and find him in the makeshift brig. He is manacled. He has been put in the same cage that you were put in. He's like, this is so embarrassing. This is supposed to be for chickens. It smells like chicken shit in here. As you interrogate him, he flat out tells you, like, somebody gave him the flask. And it was, he's like, I know that, snitches get stitches. I'm hesitant to divulge anything other than the fact that I am innocent. I didn't steal this. It was given to me, and I should have probably realized it was wrong to take it, but it was given to me to keep quiet about one of the crew has been venturing off when we come to our disembark and we're offloading our cargo. And he's just curious about the rest of the world, and we're not allowed to really look into it. And I kept telling him, you're literally going to be killed by the god of death if you keep doing this. We know that. That's a fact. Okay, the god of death will rain hellfire upon us if he knows where we live. But he just wanted to venture out, and so I caught him one time, and he gave me this flask, and we don't have that much alcohol that is good, and so I took it, and that was wrong.
Who is this person?
See, I knew you were going to ask me that, and can I be, if I tell you who it was, do I have to stay in this cage?
I mean, I can go talk to the bosun, but I'm not going to tell him to let you out of the cage. But if you don't tell me, I'm going to tell him that you need to stay in the cage for an extra amount of time.
I've been friends with him for hundreds of years. I don't want him to get in trouble. So I the penalty for pilfering, I'll be held in here. I'll probably not be allowed back on the ship, but I don't know what the penalty will be for him. I don't want him to be killed.
I mean, you do know I'm Agent 47, right? If you don't tell me, I'm going to have to find all your friends, and then they'll all be in trouble.
Give me an intimidation check.
Can I just do like diplomacy instead?
You could try diplomacy, yeah.
See, the terrible rolls all day.
Yeah. Let me see. Hold on one second. He kind of like looks at his hands and looks up, and he just goes like, I will just have to face whatever punishment I have coming to me in Afrencrag, and I don't want to talk anymore. So if you don't mind, just leave me in the chicken shit.
I'm like, well, I hope the god of death wasn't going to take offense. And then I just walk out.
He's like, the god of death can't see us. What? Agent 4? And then the door just closes. He's trying to explain. And, yeah. Okay.
To be clear, I have some narcotics on me.
Oh. Are you declaring this?
So I have this sticky tobacco.
You do, yeah.
And the way that I don't think it's consumable. I think you got to smoke it, right?
You do. You can't bake it into cookies.
I am going to burn it as incense in the room for him, and
Oh,
then I'll come back afterwards. So I will take my 4 sticky tobacco to 3 sticky tobacco. And
okay.
then I will try to redo the interrogation session.
Okay. Just later on. Just okay, he needs to do, let me see here. Let me just check his fortitude. Oh, he rolled really freaking good. He rolled a 17. Okay. Okay, yeah, you hotbox this small room. And yeah, when you come back, are you coming back to interrogate him again? You giving him the same spiel, Finnery?
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, I also have Dust of Illusion, and I think Unger Dust, but I think Unger Dust is like an actual poison.
Yeah, it's a straight up poison. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, you come back and he is not seemingly altered. He is like, that stuff you were burning is really smelly, but it actually helped with the chicken shit. So thank you for that. But other than that, I don't really want to talk to you. I'll just face what I need to face.
Well, I'll just go talk to Java. I'm not going to tell him this, but I'm just going to go talk to Java, and I'm going to say, I talked to him. He admitted that he didn't take the flask himself, but there's someone else that pilfered the flask and gave it to him. So I just need to know all of his friends so that I can case their stuff. And then those are the people's things that I'll look into.
Yeah, that's fun. And he kind of returns back to just being real dismissive. With that, I think we'll go ahead and close session. You guys have now traveled for 3 total days. You think you have about 7 left. We might fast play some of that travel out of session. If you guys have any things that you want to occur, it seemingly is safe. Nobody tried to attack you guys. There is some sort of following of chain of command here happening. But if there's specific things you guys want to do in those 7 days, let's do some of that in out of session until the next session. But yeah, this will be somewhat fast played in terms of the time passing, unless you guys come up with a plan specifically to trying to weed out where this box went.
Well, yeah,
and
I have the locate, so
yeah, so we'll do that next session. All right.
okay.
So have a good rest of your Sunday, guys.
Man, gentlemen, have a good one.
Hopefully
Bye,
I'll be able to
guys.
fix the internet before next time. All right.
I
See you
think
later.
Guys.
Good session, guys.
Yep.
Bye.
Later.